Was still in range, but green flags now, and away they go. And we wait 2 laps then for the DRS to be enabled after a safety car restart. And Button has cleared the back marker, and Webber again all over the back of Michael Schumacher. This is going to be a titanic scrap, isn't it? But Vettel was being too cautious before on the slicks. He was out front, but they were catching him hand over fist. Michael with 2 wheels on the damp as he goes through turn 5.
Well, he's got mirrors full of Mark Webber, and Mark Webber's soon to have a mirror full of Jenson Button. So as you say, Martin, these first 2 laps there'll be no DRS, so there's no special tools to give you that extra speed on the straight, so you're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way if you can pull a pass.
Button's up in 4th place. He's been through the pit lane 6 times this afternoon. Somebody's going to have to sit him down at the end and just explain to him what on earth went on. But Webber so close to Michael Schumacher, but gets on the brakes earlier. Schumacher very late on the brakes there. And Jenson Button surely would have smelled a bit of an opportunity there with Webber braking so early.
Yeah, but it's damp on the inside, so he knows he's got 9 laps left. He doesn't need to go risking it on this lap.
No DRS yet until we've had 2 laps of the restart. It's not enabled. Schumacher surely driving the best race since his comeback. Fending off now Webber and Button as they cross the line. Vettel's pulled out a 2.2 second lead as these 3 are busy watching each other.
Yeah, this seems to be that Michael has really good drive off the corners. He may not be quite as quick in the turns. You see Mark Webber there, just actually going against what I was saying on the run out of turn 2. But crucially, at the latter part of the lap, where the DRS activation point is, that down at turn 10, Michael Schumacher seems to be able to get off that turn well. But the real issue now is Mark Webber has got Jenson Button all over the back of him.
It's going to be a damn dear move, isn't it, on the damp stuff for somebody to have a go. But it's really hard to stay in the train tracks, the narrow, dry line, when you're so close behind another driver.
Well, that's it. You run the car out right to the edge of that damp patch, but you just don't want to touch, even by 10 millimetres, because you know it's going to suck you into it, and then your history. Look at the amount of water off the racing line. There's Corinna Schumacher, Michael's wife. She doesn't want to be watched. She wants to watch the television. Is this going to be the dream that everyone imagined when Michael Schumacher made his comeback, that he'd be up on podiums?
8 laps to go as they start this new lap. Michael Schumacher then, he so badly wants a comeback podium, doesn't he, to justify his decision. And the yellow flags are waving. What's going on in turns 1 or 2? Can't see anything at the moment. Presumably somebody's just spun and recovered. Yellows are still out. Now they've got green.
Well, there's something in the background in turn 2. We can see some activity from the marshals, but not enough for the director to get onto it. But
car 12 has stopped in there, which is Maldonado.
Okay.
Maldonado has stopped somewhere, having just pitted actually in the first part of the lap. Schumacher's now 3 seconds behind Vettel. Vettel got on with it on this restart, and it's now, I think, a question of which 2 of these 3 are going to be. Oh, look at that, it's so wide, but there's enough grip out there. Schumacher really ringing it out.
He was extremely wide there, but also Mark Webber, and it looked like he had to get out of the power slightly on the run down to turn 10. And you've got to say, yeah, DRS is active.
So now we're going to see how effective it is. Remember, it's 2 straights here, from the hairpin down to the final chicane, and again all the way down into the first corner. And Michael Schumacher is a sitting target. Look at the difference it's making. Webber goes down the outside. He's locked his left front. Can he get through the... Well,
he's going to have to give that position back. He'll have to allow Michael back past. But look at Jenson Button's got DRS, presumably.
Yes, he will have it because he was close behind, but Webber must give that place back, I would say, otherwise he'll get a penalty. He surely gained the place by as they clear Maldonado's Williams away. And there he goes, but he's got to not let Button through at the same time. Yeah. Can he do that? Can he measure it? He can!
He did. This is great stuff.
Clever driving and thinking there by Mark Webber, and we start again. And if he can get anywhere near Michael, he gets the bonus of the DRS again.
Indeed, and that's exactly what Jenson Button should have done, if we remember way back to Melbourne, the first Grand Prix, when he passed Felipe Massa.
Don't take the risk, just give the place back and worry about it later. Michael definitely got some good drive out of that corner, hasn't he?
Oh, he's so brave running out onto that damp patch, and look at the gap it gives him on the run down to turn 10. And crucially, he needs that 1 second window. Mark's now shown his colours. He knows that he can get down the outside, but is he in the activation point? Let's see. We can see the white line there on the screen, and his wing pops open, and presumably Jenson Button's as well.
Yeah, watch the closing speeds. Those two in the slipstream. And, well, we saw Michael, was it last year, where he just knocked the front wing?
Mark Webber misses the corner again.
He's nearly lost it. Webber nearly loses it, and Button sails past him, somehow finding enough grip. So Mark Webber pushing his luck. The yellow flag's waving in turn 1, but Button had the move done well before then. Webber drops back to 4th place. Vettel leads Schumacher by 3.8 from now Jenson Button. So Webber got in too hot, took to the escape road, did not gain a place, but nearly dropped it through the exit. And Jenson said, I'll have some of that, thank you, I'm out of here. So now, another replay then of the same move.
This is brave stuff from Jenson, because he pulls the car over onto the damp part of the track.
Well, we saw what happened to Felipe Massa when he pulled that move, didn't we? And now it's Jenson chasing down Michael Schumacher, and he will get the advantage of the DRS rear wing, but not yet. But Jenson feeling particularly punchy by the looks of it. If he's within 1 second as he exits this corner across that line now, he gets the advantage of the rear wing, and it will pop open when they go over this next line, and surely he's got a great chance of coasting past what Schumacher's looking in his mirror. Button goes the long way round. Is he ahead of him? Yes, he is. Button up into 2nd place. Now he can use the wing again. Whether you think it's right or not, I'm a bit surprised by this double DRS where you get a second bite at it. Button didn't use it though, did he? He didn't actually use it. He used it just at the end.
It looked like it was a malfunction. Remember we saw that on Alonso in China, where it just popped up at a strange point. So anyway, he's got the pass done, and now
with a new fastest lap of the race, and lapping 1.5 seconds faster than leader Vettel, while overtaking Michael Schumacher, albeit. And look at that, Vettel's only
he's only 3 seconds in front. So this race is not over for the win, and it's certainly not over for the last step on the podium. Michael Schumacher there, he did all he could, he made his move early, and then look at the difference in the speed when you've got DRS in the slipstream. Don't panic yet.
And Gene Braun there, seeing their man slip down to 3rd, but he's still in a podium position. But how much longer for as Mark Webber homes in once more, and Button is absolutely flying. He's 1.3 seconds quicker halfway around the current lap as he starts homing in. Vettel's going to really have to show us what he's got now. Vettel's done a personal best 1st and 2nd sector, and is miles slower than that man. 2nd place Jenson Button, who loves these conditions, and Webber then with his rear wing available. Schumacher clumping across the curbs there, so I think he's still got his hands full as Mark Webber with 4 to go. Michael Schumacher then keeping Webber back. Track, it still says the track slippery in sector 11 down there, presumably. And look at that, Button 1.5 seconds quicker than Vettel on that last lap alone. The gap just 1.6. He'll be right on the back of him at the end of this lap.
Well, hopefully the camera will pick that up for us. It's an interesting battle here for 3rd and 4th, but what can Button do? He can see Vettel, he can smell the victory. Is there enough time left?
We've got 4 minutes remaining. We're not going to get all the... Well, are we going to get all the laps in? It's going to be so close between the time, the 2-hour time limit, and it might just save Vettel if we're 1 lap short of the distance. Showing a slippery track flag there, and they've matched each other in the middle sector, and I don't think Button's close enough to get the advantage of the DRS. Vettel watching in the mirror, the rear wing closed, but we're wondering if there's any. And in the background, Schumacher defending hard against Webber. Schumacher defending incredibly hard, and Webber's through. Webber's through. Can he keep it on the road this time? He does indeed. Schumacher drops down to 4th place, and I think he came across the runoff area. So Schumacher 4th, Webber 3rd, Button a new fastest lap of the race, 1:17.5. The gap down to 1.3. Crucially, just outside the 1 second gap that will give him the rear wing activation. There's 3 minutes to go and 3 laps. So are we going to run out of time before we run out of laps? Schumacher there once again without the rear wing, and without particularly did go across the escape road actually, but He does not have to yield anything on that one. He lost a place anyway. Let's look at the sector times. Vettel's just done his fastest of the race. He's responded to the closing McLaren. A beautiful drive from the 6 times through the pits, Jenson Button. And another incident that's going to be looked at after the race. Going to be a long queue of drivers outside the steward's office is Petrov and Kobayashi, for a reason that escapes me. I'm not. Have we seen that? I don't think we have. I've lost track now. So much going on. So the leader then, Sebastian Vettel. What's this?
We can have him. We can win this race, gents.
2 minutes 5 to go. They move into lap 69. They will complete the distance. They will get in there. They can complete this lap.
Oh, Michael Schumacher very wide. Sorry, Martin, to come over here, but got very wide in the last chicane and almost went into the wall of champions.
Not for the first time, but he survived. So they'll complete this lap in about 1:17, and we've got 1:40 to go. So we will see the full 70 laps of the Grand Prix. And Vettel has responded. They're identical virtually in the first sector time. You're showing me signs of cranking the engine up. I assume that's what that means.
Absolutely. Got a yellow flag down at the entry to the third chicane. That's turn exit of turn 9. So something's gone wrong in the way into 8. Is that contact with someone else? We'll find out later. Meanwhile, back at the pointy end, Vettel locks the wheel on the way in, but manages to keep on line. Doesn't look like Button's within the 1 second activation point. Let's keep a look as the cross says white line. Does his wing open? Yes, it does.
It does. He's got it. So he's within a second now. And it's all going to be on the last lap then. It needs to be a very tidy lap. We've got a yellow flag out there which will stop overtaking in that corner, but it's not really an overtaking opportunity anyway. So watch the gap as they go over the line. Vettel leads as he goes into the final lap by 0.9 of a second. Button at 1:16.9, the new fastest lap of the race. Jenson Button driving for his life, driving for the victory. Has Vettel got what it takes to hold him off?
Well, I'll tell you what else is happening, Martin. They're coming up in a pack of 5 cars. Remember Monaco? What happened there? They're coming up on Trulli in a whole pack of cars which are going 5 seconds a lap slower. So look out for them just in front of them. I think Vettel's got wide.
Yeah,
he's got wide.
He turned in too late. He got the tyres. Button leads the Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel turned in with his tyres just touching the water. It's the final lap of the Grand Prix. And Jenson Button, after an awful afternoon with so many things going wrong for him, leads this amazing Canadian Grand Prix. He set the fastest first sector of the Grand Prix while he was doing it. We see Vettel finally cracking. He's made a mistake. He is still going to finish second. That means he's never been outside the top 2 this year. But Sebastian Vettel finally shows he's human because of the pressure that this man, Jenson Button, put on him. And all sorts going off in the final chicane here, but they're out of Button's way. Lots of traffic fighting. Jenson Button into the pit straight. He wins a brilliant race. It's a sensational drive for Button. What a victory. And Vettel limps home in second place. He will be angry with himself. That's unlike him. And